Hey guys, welcome back to the Go Fast Garage. Today we're going to be doing a custom headliner. Alright, as you can see here, the interior on this thing's pretty stock. It's just a seat recover that I did myself. And one thing that's kind of always bugged me since I put this truck together is the headliner. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Kind of hard to get a shot of here, but starting to hang down a little bit. It's in decent shape otherwise, but it's time. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull all these screws out here. That's where I'm gonna start at least, and drop this thing down and see what it's made of. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull all the screws out of the trim that go around the top. The screws in the cup holder, because it's nice to have a cup holder. First piece is coming down. Set that there for now. Maybe. And keep going, pulling screws. Lucky for me, all this stuff's in really nice shape. At least for now. Okay, cool part is there's still one screw right in the middle. It's kind of holding the whole thing up. So I guess I'm going to take that down next, and hopefully there's not a bunch of mouse turds up here that fall on my head. No, looking good. Just a bit of dust. All right, so let's get this thing over to the table and see what we can do to make it a whole lot cooler. Okay, so we got the headliner out of the truck, and it's just kind of made out of some cheesy, cardboardy MDF. I'm not really sure what this material is, and the vinyl is starting to all let go on top here. So I think I'm going to run to the store now, and I'm going to see if I can find some MDF or veneer or something that's kind of similar in shape, or in size I should say, that I can shape these corners out of and make a new headliner out of. So I'm going to run to the store now, to the hardware store, and I'll be back in a minute. Just out for a drive on a nice September day. I cannot believe the weather this year. And man, like, we had a late spring and basically didn't have spring. Winter hung around till almost May. And now here it is. This is like the fourth time now in September it snowed. Absolute bullcrap. I mean, this is why I'm not driving my old green truck today. I mean, it's winter. It's already turned to winter, and it's September. I am just absolutely disgusted. But let's go get some plywood from the hardware store. I guess we can do that today. Okay, I'm back. I braved a snowstorm to find some material to work with this headliner. And at a store called Rona here in town, I managed to find some material that's pretty much the exact same thing. And it was 23 bucks, so good for me. So I'm just I got it clamped down because I wanted to flatten it out as much as I could so I could get a real accurate template. But now I'm just going to trace it all out, and then I'm going to come back with my jigsaw and cut us a new headliner. I notice it's got a few little spots here and there where there's a little notch in, and I'm guessing that's for the screws. So I'm going to make sure to cut just the exact same shape, because I want this thing to just fit like the factory headliner. And I figure if this kind of material was good for the last almost 50 years, we should be good for a long time again. There, let's have a look at that. Alright, good to go. So I'm going to get my jigsaw out now, and I'm going to cut this guy and get ready to put some material on it. Falling down. Here we go, one factory style headliner. Now we just got to put some material down on this, and I got a couple of cool things to show you guys with that. Okay, for my next step, I actually bought a blanket. And I'm going to use this. This is kind of a soft velour blanket, cheap thing from Walmart. And I'm going to use this like an underlay, like a backing pad, to give the headliner a little bit more softness. And also, I think it'll kind of help with the pattern on the other one. That if it's not quite perfect, this will kind of help mask some of that. So look at that, perfect size. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this down using spray glue, which should stick pretty well for a long, long time. So just so I can get it even here, because I don't want it to stick down and have wrinkles in it anywhere. I'm just going to lay it out flat, and then I'm going to pull it back little by little here, and kind of roll it back, and I'll do half, and then I'll flip it over, and I'll do the other half. I'm going to spray both sides of this, both the material and the backing board. I've already made my first mistake. Pretty important that we get this glued down right, I suppose, because this is what's going to hold the whole headliner up. The other material is actually pretty light. Oh, and I can feel all that spray glue with my arm hair. Amazing. I'm just going to try to pull it tight and wing it. Ooh, let's see what happens. And actually, this stuff on its own wouldn't make a bad looking headliner. But I got that other material I want to use, because I think it's going to look really good. That wasn't too bad. Now I just got to flip it over and find some scissors and cut off all the loose edges. Actually, I won't even flip it over. I'm just going to take a razor blade to it right now. I'll just leave it a bit long and then I'll come back and trim it when we're all done. Man, this stuff is fuzzy. Perfect size too, 50 by 60. Okay, yeah, like I said, that in itself would make a pretty nice headliner right there if that's all you wanted was a nice black headliner. But I bought this other material. Get rid of this, isn't helping. I bought this other material here, which is like a gray. It's supposed to be gray and black. It doesn't. It's not real black, but I think it's going to look pretty good. A little bit more racy. Not too racy though, but kind of has a bit of a checker pattern to it. So I'm going to glue this down now, and hopefully I can get that on there without making it too crooked. Also, hopefully that glue doesn't bleed through this material because, well, kind of dripped on it in a few places there. No, that's pretty much good. Yeah. What's that like here? Well, would you look at that? We're back to wood. The glue gobbed up and dribbled and made a mess of that new material, and it soaked right through it, and there was no fixing it. You could see glue on the pattern side of it, and it was done. So what did I do? I went back to Walmart and got myself another blanket, and like I said earlier in the video, I'm going to make a nice headliner with just the blanket. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to glue this together, and you guys already saw me do that once. So once this is done, I'll come back and I'll show you how I painted up the trim, and we'll get this thing installed in the truck. Okay, the other thing I did do in here as well is I put a bunch of sound damping material on the roof and skinned it over twice, and that should make a big difference on the road noise. I did buy a handy tool for that today. This is a linoleum roller, but it's pretty heavy duty. You can really lean on it, so I managed to put a lot of pressure up there when I was putting that stuff up. So hopefully it stays forever and ever and the heat doesn't peel it down, but I guess the headliner will catch it if it does. But I figured it was a chance I was willing to take.